This is Mr. Everest again, and I'll be showing you how to do this tomorrow, Monday, the 23rd, during our first class. But it will be a video that you can come back to and watch later after going to my YouTube channel where I host these videos. This is going to talk you through the process of signing up for your Canvas-linked MyMathLab class. So there can only be one Canvas class linked to a MyMathLab course, so it's linked to the main Precalculus course. 42908 is the CRN. So in the last video, I showed you how to get to our Canvas class by clicking on the typing in my.citruscollege.edu, clicking on the Canvas Learning Management System, and then clicking on the appropriate tile or from the links here in the courses. So the Canvas Link MyMathLab class is through this course with the purple tree with the yellow background on the text. So click on that tile to get into our main Canvas class. And in order to be able to show you what it looks like from your perspective as a student, I have to go into student view. So when I do that, there's going to be sort of a purple magenta color that's around our class. You won't look like that for you, but it's what it looks like from my perspective as a teacher when I'm showing you something from your perspective as a student. So we're in student view, and this will show you what it would look like when you click the Access Pearson link for the first time from within our main Math 175 Pre-Calculus course. Not the CoRequisite course, but the main Pre-Cal class. So you will be clicking Access Pearson, and sometimes it takes a little while for it to load. But then after that, you'll click Open Pearson. And when you're doing this for the very first time, it's going to ask you to either link an account if you already have a Pearson account that's collegiate level Pearson, not high school, but collegiate level. And if you know you've already had a Pearson account before, you put your username and password, and it will link the accounts with the Canvas class. Otherwise, you're going to need to create an account for the first time. So click the Create an Account link, and then put in your name and all this information. I'm just going to make up a hypothetical person. I don't know. How about Joy Hope? And their email is jhope123@aol.com. Looks like nobody with that email address is already signed up for a MyMathLab course, so I can use it as a demonstration email. So you'll click in the password box to create a password. Oh, by the way, you don't actually have to use your username. Your email is your username. So you just want to be called Joy Hope. Looks like that actually is a username that's not been used so far. A lot of times it will tell me that it's been used. So notice if I push Joy, that's already been picked. You can change your username, but just make sure it's a unique one. And there are password requirements here. I'm typing on a QWERTY keyboard. If you've done a typesetting class, you know what I mean by that. But the first row is QWERTY from the top left-hand corner. So I'll make the Q a capital Q, and then lowercase WERTY, and then 123. So that's my generic go-to password that meets the requirements for MyMathLab. So then you'll be clicking in. Obviously, you make your own password up. You have to click in the first, type in the first few letters of United States, and then select United States. Select a role as a student. Agree to the terms. You can click on them if you want, but I would suggest you deselect that box so you don't get promotional materials. Then you click the Creating Accounts link. This button down here at the bottom, and it is creating an account and linking them. So if I push continue, it's going to take me back to the home page where I'll see that Open Pearson button again, I believe, Open MyLab and Mastering. And when I click that for the first time during the registration process, it'll take you to this page where you're being asked to provide either payment or an access code, or click this link if you want to get temporary access for 2 weeks, putting off the payment process. So some of you may be on, let's say, maybe associated with the EOPS program, or maybe you're enrolled at Citrus through the Promise program and you have a book voucher through the Promise program. Then you can get the access code through the bookstore. And if you do the temporary access, that'll give you 2 weeks, and I can talk you through, if you think you have a book voucher, how to process that to make basically this class free for you. because you can either go to the bookstore in person or go to the online bookstore, which I'll show you again tomorrow. You can order basically an access code that will come to you in an email. And then once you click on this access code link, these are the 6 fields that you'll be putting your access code in if that's something that you qualify for, which would make the class free for you. If you are not in the Promise program or associated with EOPS, you will have to pay for the course. It used to be $100 plus tax. I negotiated it down to $60 for the next 2 years. So you're in that window where you get it for less expensive. I'm going to hold off on clicking on that link, but just show you the temporary access. They don't really advertise it with a button, but if you do click on that link and click the yes button, you can be temporarily into the class for 2 weeks. But eventually, at the end of the 2 weeks, you do have to either come up with an access code or pay the $60 plus tax. I really don't want this person, Joy Hope, in my class, even though I want Joy and Hope in my class. That's a theoretical person. I just a make-believe person I made up. So I'm going to click no thanks. But if you went in through this method, you have to click yes to finish the temporary access. Talking you through, if you click the $60 button, it's pretty straightforward. Just like anything you've ever purchased online, there are fields for you to put in your personal information, and a second field you have to click after clicking the next button to provide you with credit card information. Okay. So any other questions, just make sure you come up to me at break or after class and during class, and I can talk you through this. Okay. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.